Looks like another rainy day road trip. Got my old tires and rims packed up. I'm going to go look at some vintage tires that I found on Marketplace about an hour away. So Missy and I are going to take a ride and see how it goes. You're in your spot, sit down, get ready to drive. There you go. Back from my Marketplace pickup, I got 5 white wall tires, new old stock. 3 of them are still in plastic wrappers. And then the guy threw in 4 rims. Now the rims did have tires on them, and I did have to go have the tires demounted. But I do have the tubes for them. I don't know if they're any good or not. And plus I got my old rims and tires, which I'm going to have to get demounted. And I think I'll send those rims out to like New England dry stripping, get them sandblasted. I get these mounted up, put back on the truck, hopefully get back on the road, and maybe hit a car show for April, or maybe even one in late March if I'm lucky. Thanks for watching. I really got slammed on the internet for buying these rims and tires. Everybody said those tires were too old and I wasted my money. I never said how much I spent, but they said I spent too much. And then these rims, this one has that little ding in it. Probably looks like they're trying to break the bead and did more than they were supposed to. Looks a little out of round here as well. I got my body hammer out. I got the whole kit out. I was hoping maybe I could hammer it and get it a little straighter before I take it to the sandblaster. So I'm going to give that a shot and see what happens. Besides hammering on it and getting nowhere, I'm also trying the wrench method too and just trying to twist it back into place. I don't know. It's got to be better than what it was. It's getting better and better. It's just starting to annoy me now, so I'm going to go get my earplugs. And maybe get the wire wheel out and just get that loose paint off because it's starting to bother me. Well, I'm afraid it's going to happen. If I start doing this with the wire wheel, I'll never bring it to the sandblaster because I'll do the whole thing with the wire wheel and acid and just paint it myself. So I set this reference point up here and put it on the hub. You can kind of hear it, then you can't, then you can. I don't know if that's good enough or not. I don't know what to do here. So there's what about 15 minutes of the wire wheel looks like. And it only convinces me that I probably want to take this to the dry stripper and have it sandblasted. I'm far from finished. I don't think it's coming out that good. I mean, it's probably good enough, but at least bring it to the dry strippers and see what they charge per wheel. Get it blasted and primed. Probably better off. We'll go for there. So the wheels are out at the dry stripper now. It's going to take a few days for them to strip them clean. $40 a pop to strip the 5 wheels. And they're not going to prime them or powder coat them or anything. It's just what it is. There's the grill. I'm going to try to get that in today. Before I put the grill in, I got to get this hole covered up right here. This hole is for the kicker for the grill, and this piece goes up in front of it. I think this is unique to GMC. I don't think the Chevys have kickers to hold the grill in place. So once I get this in, then I can feed the grill into that. Those kickers go back to the frame. So if you get hit in the grill, the force is transferred right to the frame. And those grills, Bill from Restored Hot Rods, he can attest to this. Who else has a GMC? Everyday Garage and OC Coog. You guys are all out west. It's not fair. But you can all attest to the fact that these grills are heavy. They got some weight to them. So that's in. Now I'll set the camera up. I'll show you me trying to get the grill in place. I think before I do that, I probably got to clear these tools off of the splash guard here. Get those out of the way, and I'll get that grill ready. I got to show you some of the frustrating things I go through on a daily basis here. So the hardware for the grill was taped to that kicker in a baggie, and I only walked between here and the shed this morning to get the grill. So when I saw it this morning, I saw the baggie was taped to it, and now I'm going to walk back to the shed, and I can't find the baggie, and it's, you know, driving me nuts. So, you know, here it is. This is 100 feet maybe. Don't tell me I dropped it down this sewer. That would be funny, but not funny. Nope, it's not down there. So inside the shed, when I saw it this morning, when I grabbed it, it was right there in that corner. I've only walked, I've picked it up and walked out of the shed with it back to the garage, and I've lost a baggie full of hardware. And it couldn't have blown away even though it's windy outside. It had some good sized nuts and bolts in it, so it's not blowing in the wind. So where the heck did that baggie go? That's driving me bananas. Well, there's 20 minutes I'll never get back, but I found the bag of hardware. It was in the shed. On my fourth trip back to the shed, retracing my steps, I found it behind the shovel. So the bag slid off the end of the bars and onto the shovel here. Now let me see if I can get this grill back in place. Again, these guys who do this on brand new vehicles or brand fresh painted parts without scratching everything to heck, I give them all the credit in the world, because they do it without ruining the finish. So now it's just a matter of bolting everything down. And if anybody wants to know how far back that grill sits, I'd say you line up this bolt with that. That looks good. Let me bolt that down now. See, look inside of there. The kicker connects to the frame. I just got to bolt that in place on both sides. You know, I don't know how I could be so stupid, but I'm going to hook up the horn, and I realize I put this specifically on the bottom thinking that's where it goes. And I realize it needs to be on the top because all the wiring's on top. So I have to turn this steering column, rotate it 180 degrees. I'm thinking I got to disconnect the steering box, 4 bolts at the steering box to do that. But what a pain in the neck. I definitely got to loosen these 2 collar bolts, and see if I can spin that. Oh my word, what a dummy I am. Well, I got the truck out of the garage for the first time in months. It's idling. It sure makes some funny noises. I think it's just metal rubbing against things from the vibration, but it just seemed to quiet down now. Still got a ways to go.